took him back to me, thinking it would help. I passed out. I did. Fully. I passed out. He's been up all night, just with the stuffy throwing up.
We have newly released body cam video of a mom breaking down as she explains to police how her son was allegedly left in a bathtub.
I think there's probably some things that we're not being completely honest about.
Moments later, detectives suggest there may be more to the story, and what unfolds in a tense interrogation would ultimately lead to criminal charges. We're on the case presented by Law&Crime. I'm Chris Stewart. No matter what you think about the woman facing charges in this story, whether you think she's innocent, whether you think she's guilty, there is no doubt that she is living a nightmare. Before we get to the emotional moments at the center of this case, let's go to what police say they saw when they first arrived on scene in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Now, this story takes place in Albuquerque, and first responders say that they were called to a home for a report of an infant in trouble. And this is the body cam of a police officer who responded. An EMT meets him at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah, so the baby's probably not going to make it, and the family's pretty hysterical. We do have some Spanish and English speaking. The lady in the yellow, I think is grandma. She's going to lose it. I mean, they probably all. What happened? It doesn't seem like anything foul play, but baby's been a little sick with some respiratory stuff. Sounds like they were taking a nap, baby was napping, and just wasn't. So, yeah, about 7 months.
So the family inside?
No, I had to kick them all out.
334 people.
We're not there yet, but
You can see that first responders on scene, at least in the beginning, they didn't think that this was a story that amounted to foul play, at least for what they were being told by the family. But then we see what officers see when they go upstairs and they make contact with the mom, who is named Edith Estrada Sigala.
¿Qué le pasó? ¿Tiene problemas respirando?
He had walking pneumonia at the beginning of the year.
Okay.
Today, he woke up. He's been stuffy all weekend. He's been stuffy for the past couple weekends. I took him back to me, thinking it would help. I passed out. I did. Fully. I passed out. He's been up all night, just with the stuffy throwing up.
You passed out after giving him a bath?
No, water was running.
They're still working on him. What's baby's name?
Adriel.
Adrian?
Adriel.
Adriel. Okay, and his last name?
Estrada.
And his date of birth?
It's July 6th, 2024.
24?
2024.
Okay.
Pass by you, man.
It's been just stuffy.
Okay.
Can we have you guys come down here? We're going to be with you at the bottom of the stairs.
It just seems like 5 seconds. I'm so sorry.
No, this is a lot.
Just me. Oh. Oh, I know. It's just like. They're still trying to revive him, right?
Yeah, they're still working on it. Yeah.
So then
I'm sorry?
once he comes back,
Go inside now.
once that happens, what happens?
Once they work on him, hopefully they get a pulse. If not, we're gonna sadly tell you, but they're trying their best. Okay, they're still working on him. She speaks English. She gave me the baby's name. Looks like he had pneumonia.
I had walking pneumonia a few weeks ago. It's been just like, and then I started him in daycare because I started working. He's been just like coughing.
What was your name, man?
Edith. He's been just coughing. So I called him to work today because it's been just so bad. I'm just so tired.
She told me she was giving him a bath and fell asleep while the water was running.
I just want to hear like the nice thing. Oh my god! Oh my god, I'm not with the
So, I need everybody to listen to me, please. Tengo noticia.
¿Qué pasó?
So, my buddy just told me that inside, the firemen have stopped doing CPR. They talked to the doctor on the phone, and because there are no signs of life for 20 minutes, Adriel has passed away today.
Ábranme la puerta, déjenme verlo.
Disculpe, no puedes entrar.
¿Por qué? Déjenme verlo.
En este momento no. Los policías te van a dejar más tarde, pero ahorita no. Lo siento.
Es que si él me ve, él va a saber que estoy aquí. ¡Ábranme! ¡Ábranme la pinche puerta!
Te golpeas tu pierna.
¡Abran la puerta! ¡Yo necesito verlo! ¡Cálmate, ma! ¡Déjenme!
Ya.
¡Ah, te vas a lastimar! ¡Te vas a lastimar! ¡Déjenme por lo que más quieran! ¡Déjenme! ¡Me duele aquí! ¡Me está rompiendo el alma! ¡Déjenme! ¡Ay! ¡Déjenme por lo que más quieran! ¡Déjenme!
Are you wanting to get everybody down?
Yeah,
We're working on it.
Vamos, vete con cuidado, ¿eh?
No, sister, we need to go downstairs.
It is so hard to watch this body cam video. This is not an easy story by any means. And you hear Edith talk about how her son was sick, that he had pneumonia. She said that it was so bad that she actually didn't go to work. She took the day off to take care of him because he was showing these difficult signs of pneumonia overnight. But police do believe that there is more to the story. Edith is taken downstairs for further questioning, and police go through the house, and they say that they notice that the bathtub was wet.
Okay, that's what I understood from what she was telling me.
It's possible she left the baby in the bath.
Yeah, that's what I got.
I didn't know the mom spoke English because the 5'5" guy was talking in Spanish the whole time we were out there.
Go ahead, I got it.
So here's the part where officers escort Edith and her mom downstairs to talk more about what might have happened beyond the pneumonia they say the boy had.
It's not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. No, dude, because they're going to track my baby out.
No, man, we're not.
No, he's staying in there.
So,
No, don't do
Edith, listen to me.
No.
Listen to me.
No.
We have to treat this like a crime scene. I know it's not, but anytime somebody dies outside of a hospital, we have to photograph it, okay?
Tienen que ayudarlo. Where is he? He's in another room.
He's still inside.
He's still in another
He's still
room.
inside.
He's still in
This is video of officers investigating that bathtub when they filed a search warrant on Edith's home that day. So at this point, police are telling Edith that they're treating this situation like a terrible, terrible accident, not a crime. Everyone's obviously in shock, just trying to comprehend what happened at this apartment. But officers say that they are noticing that the bathtub was wet in the apartment, and they're trying to figure out what that could mean to this case. Edith is taken to the police station. Officers were called to her apartment around 5:30 in the evening. The interview at the police station, that started around 11:30 at night, and we'll pick things up right after she has read her rights and she agrees to continue speaking with detectives. She talks about her son having pneumonia once again.
I was just kind of cleaning up, doing some laundry. And he was just there watching cartoons. But he does have a diaper rash, which we've been trying to control for daycare. So that's why I started the bath. That way he could breathe as well, because he was choking up. And I started the bath. I closed the door that we could get steamy for him. I got him undressed. He was wearing some blue pants. He was wearing a long sleeve shirt. He was as well. And I undressed him and I put his toys in the bathtub. I put him in there. Since I was still doing laundry, I went to the room. And I was still waiting for the dryer to be done. He was just playing with his toys. I don't know how I just fell asleep. So I laid down and I fell asleep. So whenever I got up, my mom was knocking the doorbell. I didn't hear my phone. She had called me, but I didn't hear my phone. I think my phone was like on low. So when I opened the door, I was just kind of half asleep. I opened the door, and it was my mom. So then she asked me about Adrian, and I went back inside the room, and I was still half asleep. I couldn't put two and two together because I didn't see him in his bassinet. So then right away I rushed to the bathtub. And that's when I found him.
As she's being questioned, Edith talks about how she says she put her son in the bathtub, then allegedly fell asleep while she was doing laundry in the house. She then claimed that she made a horrifying discovery of her son, who was only 7 months old, in that bathtub. She said that she kept the bathroom door closed because she was trying to make it steamy enough in the room to help with his cough from the pneumonia. It is important to note that she says that she doesn't know how she fell asleep. Detectives then bring up what they allegedly found in her apartment.
It sounds like there was maybe some different stories that were told. And so I'm trying to figure out where those came from. So I know there was one that essentially was kind of like you and I don't know, I'm just asking if this is something that was stated that Adriel had pneumonia, so you had put him down for a nap and both of you fell asleep. That's something that came through somewhere. Is that something?
Today?
Yeah. Is that something that you told somebody, or?
Not pneumonia. I had, like Ezequiel and like knew that baby was coughing really bad.
Okay.
So he knew like my job. I even told him that he was coughing pretty bad. I was making him gag, so that's why I was gonna take the day off and I couldn't go in.
Okay, but I'm saying like today. So obviously, I know like you've talked to a few people, right?
Yeah.
Family members. I know that we talked with OMI. There was officers that had arrived. We also spoke briefly with paramedics. So all these people are, I wouldn't say all these people, but there's a few of them that are giving different stories of what you told them. And I'm just wondering where those came from, right? You know, one of the statements that was made, that they were telling me was made by you, I'm just trying to run it by you to check, was that you would put Aiden down because he had pneumonia, and then both of you fell asleep, and then you woke up and you found him unresponsive.
No.
Okay, so we didn't tell anybody.
No.
Okay.
I had told him that he had walking pneumonia of like the beginning of the year, and that he had a really bad cough, but no, I never said that.
And maybe, I mean, there's sometimes people have different perceptions, or you'll say something and they interpret it a different way. I'm just trying to figure it out.
I went a little crazy earlier. Obviously, I feel like it's fairly settling in. But yeah, no.
Okay. So obviously we applied for a search warrant for your house, which is pretty standard in these sort of situations. And I think I kind of maybe briefly told you about that when we were outside talking and freezing. I can't remember. But so we applied for a search warrant for your home, and obviously we have to go in there. I went in there with OMI to take a look at Adriel. Like I told you, he's not going to be alone tomorrow when he goes to OMI and has an autopsy. I know you were concerned about him being alone and him not wanting to be alone. He's not going to be alone. So I'll be there with him. I'd always like to make sure I tell parents that, you know, these situations are hard, and although you can't be there and other members of your family can't be there, someone will be there with them, and I'll be there with them, so he won't be alone. I went in there with OMI. I took a look at him. I did notice that diaper rash that he had, so that's something I was going to ask you about. You know, in a lot of times we'll go look. We have to look around. That's the whole purpose of a search warrant. So one thing I did notice when we were going through there was there was a lot of empty alcohol containers.
Mm-hmm.
So you're the only adult that lives there, right?
Yeah.
So is it safe to say that you're the one that's consuming that?
I was consuming that. I did have a couple friends over.
Okay.
And then honestly I would leave the house and go to my boyfriend's house, or like, you know, not drinking, but like it was here and there. I've been home here and there, but it's been inconsistent, honestly, and I have had friends over.
Police seem to be trying to zero in on whether Edith had allegedly been drinking around the time that her son passed away.
Any sort of drinking today?
I did have a shot.
Okay.
While I was doing laundry.
Okay. Okay. Shot what?
It was Pink Whitney.
Okay. What is that? I mean, I saw the bottle, so I just don't know what.
It's vodka.
Okay. Is that like what you normally like to drink?
It just depends, honestly.
Okay. And so you had a shot, like one of the little ones, or okay. And when was this? Like, was this while Adriel was in the bath? Was this when he was taking
No, he
his
was
nap?
sleeping. Yeah.
Okay. So. Okay. So he was sleeping, you just took that shot, just that one shot. Okay.
I know there's like so many little bottles, but we did make jumbo juice as well, like a while back.
Okay.
So they've been just lingering. I haven't cleaned the house, which I feel terrible, but.
Okay. 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 So you put him down for his nap about 10, and he woke up at 12, and from 10 to 12 is when you took that shot. Okay.
Yeah, I think he woke up like at 12 or 1, honestly. I know he slept for a couple hours, and yeah, that's when.
Okay. So you took that one shot. It was a little tiny, one of those little shooters. It was that Pink Whitney vodka, but nothing else.
No, I just ate watermelon and stuff.
Police then step out for several minutes before they return to speak with Edith again, but this time they're cutting more to the chase, and they bring up issues they say they have with her story.
The thing is it doesn't, what you're saying kind of doesn't make sense, but I believe that you drank today. I just don't think you're being honest with me, and I think you need to be honest with me and honestly honest with yourself, because I think that if there's an issue, right, the only way that issue is going to get addressed is if you say it out loud. You admit that, not just to me, right, but for yourself, for Adriel, for Aiden, right? And the more we try and dance around this and hide it, the worse it is. And honestly, you know, as an investigator, I say people lie to me all the time, and I don't really lose sleep over it. I mean, because it's people just do it, right? The people that do lose sleep over are the people that have to live with it in here, right? And people that suffer from it are those other people that are around them, whether it's your sons or your mom or your sister. You know, I walked into this room, you know, and you know, I just turned 40 years old, right? I've done a lot of stuff. I was in college. I partied. I drank. I did. You know, I did all that stuff. I lived that life, right? When I walked in this room, I didn't smell brand new Southeast substation air. What I smelled smelled like alcohol, right?
In my room?
In this room.
Oh, okay.
In this room, right? It's because you've been sitting in here for a few hours, or I don't say a few hours, maybe an hour or so, right? That doesn't happen from one shot. I'm just being honest with you, and I'm not, you know, I don't want to call you a liar. You know, I think this has been a very traumatic day, and people have a tendency sometimes to kind of, I think you're being truthful. I just don't think we're being completely truthful, and people have a tendency to pad stuff when they're upset with themselves, when they're embarrassed maybe, when they feel like crap, to be honest with you. You know, I don't think it's necessarily abnormal, but given the circumstance and my experience, not only just in my job, but in life, I know that we're not being truthful about how much we drank today, right? And I think we need to work on that, and just, because Edith, I was in your house, right? And I'm telling you, wait, how old are you? You're
28.
28, okay. When I was in college, it was 20 to 26 or something, right? I was on a long plan. Don't ask me why. It's not relevant. But alcohol had something to do with it. I'll tell you that right now, right? But so I've been to a lot of house parties, done my share of stuff as a kid, or as a young adult rather, and so I can recognize that, you know, your house doesn't look like a party house, right? It looks like somebody that is drinking, right? And you're the only adult that lives in that home, right? So let's just be honest with each other here, right? If you drank at 9 and didn't stop till noon, so be it. If you drank a whole fifth between while Adriel was napping, just tell us, right?
Yeah.
Let's stop doing this, right? Let's stop padding that truth. It's not. I don't believe that you only have one shot. And you know, when we started talking, I talked about honesty, and you know, a lot of that is we need to get that. Like I said, it's not necessarily for me. You know, I think a lot of it's for yourself, to get that. You need to get that out, because you know, I'm not buying what you're selling. I'm just not. I'm not trying to be mean. I believe a lot of what you're saying. I think there is a lot of truth, but we're not being. Remember how I told you around after 1 to 5 things are like me, right? It's either one of two things. Either you're hiding something, or maybe you were drunk and that's why you don't necessarily remember, right?
Yeah.
It is what it is. We just need to be honest about it. So let's.
No, 100%. I took a shot today. I did because I drank yesterday. So it was just kind of to take the hangover away, or like, I don't know, just do something.
So we're going to maintain that we took one shot today?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go back to life experience.
Yeah.
All right. When people party all night, right? So we were drinking at your boyfriend's house. Is that what you're saying? Okay. So did you get drunk last night at your boyfriend's house?
I got pretty tipsy, honestly.
Okay.
We were cooking and stuff, so it was just like.
So you got tipsy.
Yeah.
So it's you, him, his kiddos, and your kiddos, and both of you guys are drinking.
I was drinking.
Okay. So you're drinking. Okay. And then you wake up this morning and you're saying you were like hungover, or what's?
I was a little hungover.
Okay.
I was more than anything like sleep deprived.
Okay. So you're sleep deprived rather. You drive from his house to your house with your kiddos, take your son to school, go back home, have one shot to take the edge off, right? Take that hangover away. Here's my concern. So we have a number of things going on here then, by your own admission. Because if I'm still smelling a little bit of alcohol on you, that means either you were insanely drunk this morning driving your kids around, or you drank when you were at home. Because nobody, I'm telling you right now, Edith, I've been in this game way too long.
No,
all right, you can't.
Yeah, no,
okay.
I drank yesterday.
So,
I did.
Okay, so in order for you to still have a smell of alcohol on you like that, you would have had to have been insanely drunk this morning still, for it to still be on you right now. Yeah. Or you drank more than you're saying while you were at home. Let's cut this.
I have a pretty high tolerance. I do. And yesterday we did drink whiskey. I did. And
well,
I didn't brush my teeth this morning. And
yeah.
I get it, I get it.
I'm not disagreeing with you that you drank today. We need to just be honest about how much you drank today.
I only took one shot to take off the edge.
Okay. So then you were insanely drunk this morning driving your kids around.
I wasn't insanely drunk.
Because there's no other way you would smell the way you smell, Edith. There's no way. I'm telling you right now. I'll tell you right now.
This is not my sweater, first of all.
Okay. If I go give you a breathalyzer right now, what do you think you're going to blow?
I don't know.
Well, I'm asking you, what do you think? I'm not asking you what it would be. I'm asking you what you think.
I have no idea what the thing is.
So do you think if I give you a breathalyzer, it would show that you had alcohol in your system right now?
Yeah.
Okay, but you took one shot between 10 and 1, and it's 1 in the morning. So you're telling me 12 hours later, scientifically, that wouldn't make sense.
For the alcohol?
Yes, that wouldn't even make sense. You would metabolize that by that point. So the fact that you still smell like it tells me that you drank.
I do drink a lot. I do.
Okay, so we do drink a lot.
Yeah. Okay. But today I only had one shot.
Okay, so tell me about drinking a lot.
I don't know. I'll have like a couple of buzz balls. I'll have a couple shots here and there. Like in the afternoons, I will.
Okay.
Like yesterday we did drink. We were cooking. We were cleaning, so I was drinking.
Okay.
I got in the vibe. I wasn't drunk this morning. But once I got home, I was feeling like a little hangover. It was like a little headache. So that's why I took that shot.
Okay. So you weren't drunk this morning driving around?
No.
Okay. So then you take one shot 12 hours ago and I still smell it on you?
I mean, it's pretty hard liquor. I didn't drink today.
Remember when
And not being completely honest with you, I am. I do drink a lot. I do. Today I only drank one shot.
Do you think you have a drinking problem?
At this point, yeah.
Okay. And why do you believe that is?
Because obviously he was going to be drinking. Like yesterday I drank. I'm going to take a shot, like, to do laundry, you know?
So you think that indicates you have a problem?
I feel like, yeah.
After the interrogation, Edith was arrested. She is charged with the count of child abuse resulting in death.
This officer is going to place you under arrest, right? We do have a warrant for your arrest. You'll be able to get a copy of it. You'll kind of see the charges are obviously child abuse resulting in death, okay? He's going to transport you. Again, I asked you, like I talked about earlier, like you've been very cooperative. I think it would kind of be in your best interest to be cooperative moving forward in terms of, let him do what he needs to do. He's a great guy. He's a good cop.
Edith is fighting those charges, though. She has a trial slated for March 2026. That will do it for On the Case, presented by Law&Crime. Subscribe to us on YouTube and Spotify, and we're also now streaming on Peacock. I'm Chris Stewart. We'll see you next time.